Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and behold, Vampiric Burn, Flaming Vampires, Scorching Vampiric Thingies. Burn sucks. I naming decks, okay? It's hard. It's hard. Don't judge me too harshly. What are your best names? You can leave me a comment. But in a nutshell, what we're trying to do is give the meta what it really wants, which is some kind of an aggro-y burn deck. I know, they're just longing for it. They're thirsting, you might say, for it. That's kind of a vampire thing, right? Burn that glitters in the sun, that could be a thing. But in a nutshell, we're using a cheap, aggressive, vampiric, tribal theme to get early damage in, and then we're just burning the rest of the way. We're just roasting them. And it's been a while since burn was a serious strategy, and the reason I think it's good with vampires is because they have some good persistent ways to get in there. First of all, they have Falconwrath Pit Fighter. This is a 1-mana 2/1 vampire warrior, and just being able to play this on the play, usually hitting for 2 or 3 times for 2 damage, puts you in a great position to burn the rest of the way. It does have a cool ability. You can discard a card and sacrifice a vampire and draw 2 cards. Activate only if the opponent lost life this turn. First of all, making them lose life is our business. Second of all, when we flood out on lands or we just draw these cards late that aren't ever going to get through for damage, getting rid of them and drawing 2 cards can help us find the crucial burn we need. So it makes good use of the Pit Fighter both as a body and for the ability. Bloodthirsty Adversary. This is a mythic. Should you craft it? Probably. It's a very good mythic. 1 in a red for the 2/2 haste, and that's all it is sometimes, and it's often worth it if you have nothing else to do on turn 2. But when it enters the battlefield, you can pay 2 in a red any number of times. When you pay this cost more than once, put that many +1/+1 counters on the adversary, exile an instant or sorcery from your graveyard that costs 3 or less, and then cast it. Or copy it. Cast any number of copies without paying their mana cost. Any number of the copies. Let's be clear. You can't just flashback a shock and choose 50 copies. I think that's clear. But it's not this card is a lot of damage. If you play this and then flashback one of the 3 damage burn spells and the opponent doesn't have a blocker, that's 6 damage right there for 5 mana, and you have a leftover board presence. That's really good. If you play this with 8 mana, which is not completely impossible, then flashing back 2 burn spells and getting in for another 4 can be 10 damage off just straight onto the board, which is, let me say, if you get to do that following a sweeper or something, feels pretty good. Hungry for More is a controversial inclusion, and I will tell you this from playing the set. Flashback is better than you think, and if your cards work well with your deck, just them having a cheap flashback cost makes them better than you think they are. This card is definitely the case in point, because I thought this card was absolute junk the first time I read it, and now that I'm playing it, I really like it. A Vampiric Lightning Helix type effect, Hungry for More, it will create a 3/1 black and red vampire creature token with trample, lifelink, and haste. You'll sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, and then with flashback you do it again. In the mid game, you can just cast this and get 6 points of trample and lifelink and haste out of nowhere for 5 mana. In the early game, sometimes you just want to slam this and go for it. It combines well in the late game with Falconwrath Pit Fighter, as you can sacrifice the token to draw more cards, or you can discard it to the Pit Fighter, sacrificing something else and flash it back later. Vampire Socialite. This is the closest thing to a Vampiric Lord we have until Crimson Vow. Red and a black for a menace. 2/2. That alone can get in 2 hits, usually, because it's hard to block, and that is helpful to a burn strategy. But you put a +1/+1 counter on each other vampire you control when it enters the battlefield if they lost life this turn. Again, what are you doing if it doesn't? And if an opponent lost life this turn, each other vampire you control enters the battlefield with a counter. So if you have like a pre-combat burn spell that you can play, then now your Hungry for Mores enter as larger creatures. Your other creatures enter with additional counters, the Pit Fighter, for example, the Bloodthirsty Adversary. Card's really good, and there are games where you draw multiples of these and you feel more like a vampiric tribal deck than a burn deck, and that's fun too, because people like tribal decks. Florian is kind of the rock of the deck, the all-star. This card is very important to making sure that you don't run out of burn spells, and the ability, First Strike is really nice, first of all, because it's hard to block, and it defends well, which is surprising, but sometimes your aggressive opponents have to stop what they're doing, because Florian's about to ruin the image and the strat that they're used to. Anyway, he looks funny, but you always make him money. Okay, I gotta I don't know. I didn't plan that. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the total amount of life your opponents lost this turn. Exile a card, put the rest on the bottom. You may play the exiled card this turn. It makes you do weird things. Like, you have to be able to hit the opponent in combat to get the trigger, or you have to be able to play a burn spell before combat or at instant speed near the end of combat to get the trigger. So you end up playing your cards in a weird way. You'll have like some creatures here, and you'll end up roiling, eruptioning your opponent on your pre-combat main phase because you just want to get this trigger afterwards. But this is the gas. It's kind of like Moonveil Regent at home in a vampire shell, where you get to play this card and then you just keep digging through your deck and finding more burn spells that you can cast every single turn, so the opponent has to deal with it. I just want to point something weird out about the deck. Ingenious Inspiration isn't a card I've used too much. It's 3 damage to any target, and you get to learn. Start from Scratch is a card in the sideboard that can hit any target. I keep fetching this card because this deck, the burn spells aren't overpoweringly great. The value isn't overpoweringly great. It often comes down to that one last point, and I keep on fetching Start from Scratch to pay 3 mana for sorcery speed, deal 1 damage to any target, and that's where burn is at. But whatever it takes to get the job done, you've got to do it. We also have 4 copies of the new Play with Fire and 4 copies of Shock, which is in the pre-con decks for MTG Arena, so it's only available in Best of 1. Today we're going to go play a standard event. These are, I haven't done one of these in a really long time. So if you're new around the channel or you've never seen this, you have to go up here where it usually says Arena Play Modes. You click it to all play modes, you hit play, you go to Standard Event, which is on this huge menu. You hit Standard Event and you can pay 500 gold to enter or 95 gems. And then if you get 7 wins, you get 1,000 gold and 3 cards. We're doing this because I don't think the deck is competitive ranked enough. It's not where I want to be on ladder, but I will promise you this, if we actually do hit 7 wins with Vampiric Burn today, I will play it on ladder in a future video. I don't expect that to happen. My goal is even money dance. 4 wins, you get your money back and some cards. So that's the goal. If we get to 4 wins, we'll call it a fine deck. If you want ladder vampires, I don't think it's a serious option until Crimson Vow, but we'll see. Let's test it out in today's video. Let's dive in. Let the blood-sucking nonsense begin. Opening hand, lots of vampires, no burn spells, but you're on the play with the Menace creature and the Florian. So let's give it a shot. Plenty of burn spells to come. 4/4 first striking Florian for 3 on the play off the Socialite could be really good. Monkey trigger. First burn spell check. Looks like we get to take on mono white right away. But I don't know, maybe they'll have green in there. They don't have a snow-covered plains. You know, some people, they just only know one thing and they stick to it. I don't think they'll trade here. So we get to play a 4/4 first strike. That also gets us cards. Let's see if they have their Skyclave Apparition right here, handy, on time. Cleric class? You got a life gain theme? You do? Of course. Of course. I would be the one who would play burn into a life gain theme deck. How do we want to do it? If we're going to burn their face and use that to trigger the Florian, we probably want to do that. We have to do that before combat, because it comes at the beginning of the post-combat main phase. It's a pretty weird trigger. So we'll go 3 damage up here. We'll attack with both. See if they want to add to the trigger. And then we'll save the Royal Eruption for possibly a creature after the combat. If we can take out their life gainers, maybe we can just race them. Wow, they take it all. Okay. So, Ingenious Inspiration is an option, Land Drop is an option, Socialite, Play with Fire. Play with Fire. Unfortunately, we can only cast the Royal Eruption or the Play with Fire. Could also just hit a land here. But I really want the spell. Man, those Ingenious Inspirations would be nice. We could grab the Socialite, but then they start gaining life. I think we just grab the Play with Fire and we kill the Orator. If they can't gain life, eventually they'll have to block. Great. Great. That's 2 life. Awesome. That's 2 more. I mean, why do I play Magic? No attacks. No attacks. So if we attack here, we're probably going to get blocked, which means we'll get no trigger. What do they want to block with? I guess they mostly want to block with this. I do have to kill this. We could smash it. This does have Menace, so they'll have to block with something else, but if it's just a 1/1, that's not very good for us. I think... Alright, I think we just send the Florian. They chump it. We get no trigger, and we Shatter Skull Smash 2 things. We've got to get rid of the life gainer. And eventually they'll run out of Impassioned Orators, right? Right? Maybe? 4th land located. So do they double spell here again and trigger these creatures? Yes, they do. And it's a Paladin class, so they get to make everything bigger next turn. We're gonna lose. Unless we can keep them chump blocking. If they keep chump blocking, we have a chance. And now the first strike is... The double first strike means the Socialite's going nowhere. We've got them scared, though. They are too afraid. Well... I'm going to shock their face so that we get a Florian trigger no matter what. Unless they somehow kill this, which... Maybe they're going to gang up on it enough, but I don't think they can. There's the chump. Here's the trigger. Den of the Bugbear, I guess, is the take. We could also have played a Florian to block with, but this is about to level up. So I think we've got to kill something. What is it going to be? The Clarion Spirit's just a bear now. It's not going to be that good, but I guess it's still a 3/3. We could also save this for next turn to make sure we get a Florian trigger. We could play this and then we have a blocker, but it's not big enough for this anyway. This is so tough. I think we have to whittle their board. We're still at 20, but I think we have to. Right out of the gates, it's basically mono white with a life gain, a hint of life gain, and that's been enough in this game to keep our burn strategy from working, because we were way ahead in the first couple minutes. And now, these two have enough first strike that the Florian can't do its job, but we top deck the Play with Fire. Scry, not good enough. Royal Eruption. Take out one of the raptors. End the turn. Trying to hang in there. Hopefully we can get to a spot where we can attack with Florian soon. The opponent draws and immediately checks out their class, and they have Righteous Valkyrie. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Shock off the top. We can keep the triggers coming. Could have also attacked and seen if they blocked with the Valk and try to kill it. Alright, play you. End the turn. Now the 5/5 first striker can attack into the Valkyrie, and the monk land for the opponent. They can level up for double strike here, but they've been too scared to attack for many turns. This is also 6 damage just in Menace, but they can still block Bugbear, Florian, and the 1/1 and stay alive. Farming gold's harder than it used to be, man. Vampires have it rough. I forgot how many life gain, like the budget life gain decks that just queue up. Let's go. Let's go. If they block right, they go to 1. No, they're just gonna die. Okay. Okay. Into number 2. How many life gain players can there be? It can't be that many, right? Yeah, we're on the play with 2 pit fighters and a Florian. This is good. If this isn't a win, I don't know what this deck is. Opponent with a tapped land, you'd love to see that. Jund with Magda. Sure. So, whether or not to play the Florian pre-combat in this spot is questionable. For one thing, you won't be able to do anything with the trigger, because obviously we have nothing that costs 0. But you would get knowledge of 1 card exiled in the bottom 2 cards of your library. On the other hand, playing it after combat, you withhold the information that you have this card, which is probably better in the long run, just to not let the opponent know what you're doing and force them to make a difficult choice. That merchant's a problem. Our pit fighters might have done all they're going to do. And right away they drop a sentinel. Okay, they've got combination here. Look at that draw, though. Look at that draw. So where's the trade they want to make? And what do we need to royal? I don't think... They can't kill the Florian, so that's going to attack for sure. Then the pit fighters are going to attack. One of those is probably going to get blocked. The other might get traded. Maybe we just play nothing pre-combat and attack, but we get no trigger if they block everything. But they're not going to block everything. They're not going to block everything. So we just attack. We just attack. Yeah, okay. So we can sack this now, discard a card, and draw 2 cards because of the first strike damage. And then we're still going to get a 3-card trigger and get to Royal Eruption. That's pretty good. That is a cool trick, since we weren't going to get there with it anyway. Shock in the house. Alright, post-combat, get the trigger. Land is perfectly fine. So, we could pump the Florian and have another creature on board. The opponent kept their Sentinel, though, for a reason. And this also makes this a dwarf, so they can attack here for 2 treasures. So let's just turn that off, and we can do it like this. And we do it now, before they untap, so they can't sacrifice it to draw a card in response, in case that's something they would do. Gross. But manageable. They have to tap it here if they want to keep it. It might not. Having the 1/4 to block Florian, they might think that that's fine. It's too bad I don't still have like a shock I could go face play this. Yep, we get blocked. That's sad. Playing this here would be sad. Everything's sad. So I guess we just burn the merchant. because the opponent didn't lose any life, so this wouldn't add any +1/+1 counters. All right, well, it's not going to block the Florian here, and we can Bloodthirsty Adversary and hit them with a Royal Eruption. So that was a beautiful top deck. Our first look at the Adversary here, doing exactly what we hoped it would. Come down, kill something awesome of the opponent's, get in for a ton of damage. Post-combat trigger, we need to take a land. And we get a good one. Yeah, baby. The vampires. I mean, I get it. You like predators. That doesn't sound right. Just bump them for a little extra. Pew! On the draw. It had to happen someday. Couldn't be on the play forever. That would be too much fun. Still love turn 1, 2-1 though. Not over that. No pack leaders. Come on. Come on, pack leader. That's fine. We will burn it to the ground. And hope they don't have the troll. Troll is kryptonite, for sure. Okay, we're gonna Blizzard Brawl the Pit Fighter? Are you really afraid of the Pit Fighter? That way? No, you're not. That's what I thought. We could get Ingenious here and just get more resources. Also fits the curve better. So, do we get Start from Scratch because they play Chariot? Do we get Sciences because we don't have that many lands? I think we get Anatomy and just try to really beat them down. I know that they probably have a Blizzard Brawl, but hopefully we can set them up. Hopefully we can set them up to play into like a Play with Fire or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, they run red cards. You wouldn't know from these pack leaders. And they're just gonna Frostbite this thing. Another Inspiration. Let's get Hungry for more, I think. It's that or we Inspire the Face. I don't think I have a creature. I mean, I have Mascot Exhibition. That's still a long way off. All right. Make Dork. Attack with Dork. Double Lightning Helix. We're going face, guys. We're going 100% face. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's play this tapped. It is tempting, and I mean really, really tempting right there to shock and hit face again, but I don't want them to feel in danger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 potentially. We just need to draw another shock effect to bring it. This, of course, can get Start from Scratch, so I'm only 1 damage away. What? What? Oh, also this has to hit, which it may not do. We could bring it back and attack, and if they block with this... the ward. No, we can't kill it. The ward, the ward. So what do we do? What do we do? I think I'll go Inspiration to the Dome. Do we grab the Start from Scratch, or do we grab the Sciences to maybe be able to kick this Royal Eruption? How many more do we have to go? They're at 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be 8. That means 1 more shock effect is lethal. All right, the cat's out of the bag. We are going face. Face is the place. We're at 23. Can they beat us to death before we get there? They've got a Burly Breaker, which is not a card I'm very familiar with. And they have multiple pack leaders. And they've got good crafting priorities, to be fair. What's this going to do on the backside? It's just huge. All right. Scry to the bottom because we're looking for that damage. They are not prepared for Hungry for more here. Yeah, that's a big critter. Let's see if they have something for the 3-1. Looks like they got something. Another frostbite, perhaps. And they're going for it. Okay. Okay. 8. 5, 3, 2. Just draw a shock. And we'll do this on... We'll play with fire on upkeep to try to scry to the shock. We run 8 of them total. We're play with fire 4 shock, so it's not insane. Bingo. Shuffler is fine. This is fine. And the final, Chef's Kiss. Burn, baby, burn. Easy 3-0 so far, but I'm sure it's going to get a little harder. At some point, Mono Green's going to come out on the play and drop a troll, and it's going to be ugly. We're going to get Prosperous Innkeeped. We're going to get on the play with 1 land, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe we can play with fire, scry into it, but even then we have to draw at least 1 more land. Nope. Nope, nope. Yeah, we're keeping. When I say nope, I'm like, yeah, we didn't get a 1-drop, but we're keeping, and I think we're gonna hit play with fire and try to scry our way to the next land. Great. Okay. Get in there. Hope for the best. Looks like we're up against dragons, so we gotta finish them quickly. Foretell, 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 foretell. Did not foretell. See if we can get them to use a removal spell on this 2/2. On the bright side, they don't usually gain life. The closest thing to life gain they often have is block with a Spectral Adversary, is a counter spell. So, adversary on adversary crimes. Please don't kill Florian. They don't have the mana for a frostbite here. But Dragon's Fire would be brutal. Absolutely brutal. And they say go. I think we have to go for Hungry for More. Because I think there's a good chance they just kill Florian's with the Dragon's Fire here. Or not. Okay, 6 cards. What do we take? I want to do better than a land. The cards aren't that great. We can take the Pit Fighter, but does it actually get to hit them? Are they going to sweep the board somehow? I guess if they do, they're still taking 6, but if I shock them here, we have Royal Eruption and Hungry for More. Like, we're almost to where we can draw a shock and win. Like, maybe we just want to make absolutely sure we hit the face here. Yeah, they have some kind of a counter spell. Something that does something on the stack. Maybe a negate, but no, it didn't hold for this. I guess I don't know what they have. It's a mystery. Let's do it again. They're at 8 life already. Going first, so strong. What you got? You're gonna need something. Oh my goodness, they take it? What the heck is going on? Well, we can go to try to royal their face for lethal. I'm worried it won't work, but I guess if they have a counterspell, we should make them play it. So let's take the land and royal their face and make them play a counterspell here. Because they still have to deal with the Hungry for Mores and the top of our deck. Yeah, I pay 1. Oh ho! The double Jawari Disruption. No one expects the double Jawari Disruption. And that's game. What did our opponent play that game? Not much is the answer, not much. Wow, They got roasted quickly. It's been a long time since this happened on the channel. Even money dance, even money dance, even money dance, 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 dance. Because, for those who aren't here from 2.5 years ago, when you get to 4 wins, you get your money back for entering the event, and everything after that is extra. Let me know in the comments, do you remember the even money dance? Do you, in fact, at home, in a room by yourself, do you actually do the even money dance? Confess in the comment section. All right, let's go. Not the greatest hand I've ever had, but it curves into Florian on the play, so give away that we have a shock here, but there might be something we're shocking on turn 1. This is mono white. Zap. We're gonna need to draw a lot of that stuff. Adversary is a great one. Oh, the opponent's mad. Their 1-drop died. Oh, it's so sad, man. It's so sad. Oh, look, Stonebinder's Familiar. Where did that card come from? We're gonna get some knowledge of the bottom of our library here and exile something from the deck. No, I don't want to exile either of these. Well played, Florian, well played. I would have loved to have drawn those. Brutal. Very brutal. Very brutal. Worst draw we could have had is the last 2, just getting lands. I think we have to keep the adversary and flash back the shock. But I'm pretty sure we lost the game on drawing 2 land in a row there. If I hadn't played the Florian, right? That's all it would take if I hadn't played the Florian. Using my top 100 mythic decks to farm gold. Pummeler should be ashamed. This is where you're supposed to play decks that aren't absolutely broken, but of course people still will. Gold is the most important thing in the world. Ask anyone. Could have had a 3/3 if I took out this one, but then I don't think I could have attacked, and I do need to regain the aggressive position. Like, we're not going to grind against them, we just don't have any good spells. Yeah, their hand is all powerful cards and mine is weak sauce. What, you coward? You can't even trade a 2/1 for a 2/2 in this spot? Worst Magic player I've ever seen. Oh my god, the Flood. The Flood is embarrassing. Alright, is there a world where we can block and come back from this? There is not. Ah, Florian, you trickster. Never should have played you in that place. Well, we get to go first. We've gone first a lot. I have to draw land for this hand. I'll take the chance. I'm worried that we drew all our lands in the last game, though. What did we draw? Like 7 lands in that game? It was disgusting. Mill? Mill. Let's get this down because it stays down, and I'm not going to draw enough land to ever cast it with the kicker. I guarantee I'm missing at least 2 of the next 3 land drops. There's no way we just draw land from here. That would be too good. Okay. Okay, gamers. Okay. With mana open, what do we do? They're probably going to kill the adversary or flash something in to block it. I guess we play Hungry for more. If we play Florian next turn and we have an attacker that turn, maybe that's good. No, let's try to play Florian and keep it on the board, though. Your go? Yeah, screw you. I gotta think. This is actually tough. So I don't think we'd want to run Florian into the open mana. They might also play Jwari. Let's just get hungry for more and just start throwing the 3/1 trample lifelink hasters at them. Yeah, big surprise, right? Yeah, this might be a weird game where Florian needs to be one of the last cards out of our hand. We'll see. Rune Crab and... Man. I can't believe this is still a thing. I can't believe somebody would pay gold or gems to still try to do this. It's so cringe. It's so pathetic. Well, I'm gonna let you mill me all that you want to. I'm just going face. I'm just going face. I don't care. We'll get a land so that we can actually hit some land drops and then keep going face. Watch the combo. They have another Evolving Wilds and another Rune Crab, right? No? Pathetic. Done? Never done. So obnoxious. All right, 30 cards to go. Am I killing Rune Crab now? Some of you are screaming to kill the crab. Like, you are having a fit. You are throwing things at the screen right now to kill the crab. Well, I got news for you. Do I? Do I kill the crab? Man, do I need another land next turn. It's going to be so awkward if I don't have it. I'm not killing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going face. I'm a burn deck. I should be able to race anybody ever trying to Rune Crab me. This is a matter of pride. Three lands. Good lord. Stop. 15. No. All right, they have the mana open for some kind of a counterspell here. They've hit every land drop. They've played 0 card draw effects outside of 1 iteration. Are they really going to do this to me? Missing the land drops means I can't win. It's so frustrating. Fine. God, I hate myself. Screw that crab, though. All right, what are we doing here? God, missing land drops is just so tilting. All right, we can do this, though. No! Where are those shocks? Where are my cheap cards? Why do I have to have all the clunkers? 14 cards in the deck. 9 cards in their life total. Land. Okay. I think that kicking the adversary isn't great, but they do have to counter it. If it enters the battlefield, we get the trigger. Ooh, baby. Hungry for more. We could also double spell with hungry for more. So many options. But I think this is the best one. It's the most damage output. They do say let's go. All right. They must have counters or something. Removal spells? Like, what are they just chilling with? A few more burn points. We're never going to cast them, I don't think, but this does threaten to put the opponent to 1. Teach by example. Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, they get out of that. They probably have another teach by example, and they're waiting for, like, a laughter. They're at 6 now. They draw. Anybody else feeling sweaty? Nice. Great. I should have my burn card taken from me. I should not. I have disgraced all burn mages. All right, we're a 2-loss gamer. Our back is to the wall. It's lose and go home now. And we're on the play with the pit fighters, so we can't ask for more, that's for sure. Even though we're hungry for it. Oh, island? Oh, baby, you're in trouble. Let's hold the adversary. We might be able to bring something back with it. And the pit fighters are best early. How much do we want to play into a counter spell or a removal spell? So I don't want to play Florian this turn, not at all. If we're not going to play Florian this turn, let's use Hungry for More. It has flashback. Snap that negate, huh? Down to 14. Blue-black control. What are you gonna do? Easy shock. Pretty good. Pretty good as far as keeping a spell. This would probably get countered. So I don't know if we're going to play it. Can the opponent just take 4 next turn? I don't know if they can. Yeah, I don't think I want to play a card that they can use a removal spell or a sweeper on, or that plays easily into a counter. I think I want another burn spell, or I'm going to bring back Hungry for More. Oh, there's the burn spell. I think here we go for the Bloodthirsty. Meathook Massacre is a scary card, but we would get a lot of damage in. Really scares me that all this is resolving. But let's hope that they have Infernal Grasp. Soul Shatter, okay. Down to 8. Yeah, let's hope you have a bunch of Infernal Grasps in this deck. There's the fear. You're at 6. They name Antelope. Great choice. Hungry for more? Down to 3. I should have played the Inspiration, I think. I'm worried about them playing like an Imrith and having a blocker. Obviously here they're just gonna pass. They had no counterspell. I love just hovering here in the most BM-y of ways. They had no counterspell. Nice. Their name is I Fight People? That wasn't a fight. Going for the 6th win. If we get to 7, I'll have to play this on ladder in a future video. Or stream. We'll see. We'll see. But backs against the wall. We're out with a loss. So we gotta have it. Put me on the play with the Neonite. Or not the Neonite. What's it called? Whatever. The 2-1. Now we're on the draw. It had to happen someday. It's a lot of shock action. Oh, that's dead. Ramp, huh? What are we gonna do about ramp? Oh, that's dead too. I guess if they miss land drops because we killed 2 of their dryads or just never cast anything, that would be good. See if this socialite can get some punches in. We haven't had a game where we just go off with socialites. Whoa, snap memory deluge. Holy crap. So aggressive. Probably gonna get battle with Frost Infired here, huh? Yeah, we gotta try. It's not like they're doing much. And if they don't have the sweeper, we get in for a ton. So I think it's worth the risk. And if they do have the sweeper, we follow up with haste, so at least we're moving their life total down. No sweeps. Okay. Okay, this has menace. We're gonna hit the face. We're gonna hit the face good. We can kill Ren. But do we care, really? I don't know if we care. Also, if we had another land, this would enter as like a 5-something. Gosh, we're gonna have to do that next turn, I think. We can play this as a 4/4. It's not good. Yeah, I think we're just burning face. Maybe we play with Fires to Scry, but we really want damage on their turn pre-combat to make the Hungry for More better. So we go face, and then we Royal face, and then we next upkeep, play with Fire. They didn't think Burn had these capabilities in the current meta. We upkeep, play with Fire, and try to hit an untapped land so we can Hungry for More. If it's on the top anyway, we're gonna get there. If it's not and we get another look at it, good. All right, the opponent's got expensive cards like Path to the Festival and Quandrix Cultivator. I wonder what they actually do with all this land. Anything useful? Yeah, they feel like they have to block now. Bingo. All right, they can't block one of these, and the other one can have trample. We can get him for so much damage. But they can absorb all the trample damage. It's not quite lethal. They're not quite dead. To the face. We might die to Alrund's Epiphany, though. So gaining the life is pretty important. They're at 1. I guess they have Hall. Yeah, if they have the Epiphany, they just win. They don't. Whoo, baby. Crowd pleaser pleased me on that one. Thank you for not drawing Alrund's Epiphany one time. Final boss, baby. I might have to play this on ladder. I don't wanna. I didn't expect to get this far. Okay, we've got our card advantage engine, Hungry for More, pretty bad on the draw, but with 2 Royal Eruptions, the opponent shouldn't be able to just kill us easily. Eye Twitch, okay. Okay, we're really gonna need this to live. We're gonna need our card advantage. We've already flooded. Shambling Gas, Blood Money, baby. Here's the thing about Blood Money. They don't gain that much life, unless they've added some of the new cards. Like I'm experimenting with the new Angel. But Blood Money doesn't gain that much life. So maybe we can just burn them out if we stop drawing lands. We've drawn 2 straight lands after keeping a 3-lander. Professor of some blah blah blah. Goes and gets sciences. Sciences gains life. That's about it, though. That's most of their life gain. They might not attack and hope to block this. Okay. So what do they have? Vanishing Verse doesn't remove this. Kaya is another turn away. I think there's a chance Florian lives. I know my own creation. I know what it can do. Let's see if they have any of the new cards that can kill this. Did they add Infernal Grasp to the deck? Did they add Fateful Absence? Did they add... What's the card that... the one where you sacrifice a thing to exile target permanent? And it has Flashback. I don't remember the name. But that card's pretty good in this deck, too. I find it interesting that this deck seems to keep working for people in play queue, and in this event here, it's going for the 7th win. I have not been able to make Blood Money good again in Mythic. Has not worked. Alright. I expect the... So let's go... Ya face. Do I attack into this Eye Twitch? Son of a power word kill! Well, we just lost because otherwise we just flooded out and nothing happened. I mean, look at this flood. This is the second flood that we've had where we kept a very reasonable hand and drew nothing but land for like the first 3 or 4 turns. And we're just gonna lose. Really embarrassing, actually. Really frustrating. Shuffler's fine. So this is 10 damage. This is 10 damage, and the opponent seems to be at least having some mana issues. They're keeping an Eye Twitch back because of Hungry for More. Alright, so it's Flood versus Screw. Mana Screw always wins eventually, because they have good spells in their hand, whereas we have nothing. But, look at that. Bloodchief's Thirst, my own Eye Twitch, to get the broken card, the Environmental Sciences. I love that play. So they're running a super removal heavy. Like, I didn't run any of this. Very removal heavy Blood Money. And they're not getting planes, so their white is super micro splash. All right, well, we have this that we want to attack with now. Also goes good with the Hungry for More. Does it? We'd have to get past the Eye Twitch to sacrifice the token. And they want to block with that Eye Twitch. I think we... Oh man, do we just hold this? Because if we play it, it might die. I guess we can sacrifice this, discard this to draw 2 cards. That works. I guess we don't show this to them. Gosh, they're still at 17. Do they have another Sciences? That's the question. Do they run 3? I sometimes run 3, but I've scaled that back a lot. Pest Summoning, sure. I mean, we just have to go over the top to the face. And Ingenious Inspiration helps with that a lot. It really does. So, one more land, and we're doing 5, 5, 3. The pests will probably block another Hungry for More, but we'll give them a chance to attack us. Yeah, let's give them a chance to attack. They might make a mistake. Because this can come down and kick. If we get to 8 mana, it can kick twice. So let's go burn you. Let's go Sciences. Plenty of land. Now we can go Dome you, and we need to find 4 damage. And this can flash back 2 spells if we have 8 mana. No! No! It can be all right. It can be okay. But, oh! Hungry for More is not going to get in. We're going to have to go through the pests. It's still net 1 damage, though, and it's 3 life for us. But, yeah, taking the Royal Eruption. Oh, man. It makes me so angry. Really? Okay. Well, we know that they've got a handful of, like, Kaya, Blood on the Snow. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. Let's bring it. We're trying to hold out for the 8th land for the adversary. I mean, you're going to take all that? This is 7 damage right here. 5, 6, 7. They're taking all that. I guess they gain 1 back. All right, up to 10. Cave of the Frost Dragon. I mean, at some point, like, they keep holding back blockers. I'll get there eventually, though. I will get there. 8. Two spells. Get me an Ingenious Inspiration and a Royal Eruption, baby. Four coming at you. They don't have any instant speed. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 next turn that we can straight up cast, or we can hit for 5. And they're at 3. I think we can do this. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get 7 wins with this deck over Blood Money, over one of my babies. Kind of a corrupted baby though, but they helped in the matchup. Give me that gold, baby. Come on. Bring it on home. Ball. She ain't gonna do. She will not do. Give him a little... Oh, wait. You gotta use the start from scratch for the lethal. There's a real chef's kiss. Any target, baby. Burn, baby, burn. I did not think we were going to get that one. And we are back for the post-game wraps. After defeating the final boss, we will claim the prizes. Behold, the 1,000 gold, the 20 gems, and a magic missile. Interesting. Maybe the algorithm is trying to suggest this card for my deck. I did consider magic missile a lot, and eventually Ingenious Inspiration 1, but if you want to add 1 or 2 magic missiles, I don't think that's a terrible idea. The card is actually pretty meta good in best of 1. It can't be countered, which is a very interesting point in its favor, and it can go straight to the face, so I wouldn't blame anybody for trying out magic missile in the deck. I almost did myself. Anything else to say about it? First of all, I'm surprised, but I think that we followed the formula that we need to follow, which is... when you're going to play a tribal deck or a gimmicky deck, a deck where your power level just really isn't there, cut the expensive stuff, which you might consider the fun stuff. In this case, Immersturm Predator, Westvale Regent, you know, the other vampires. Let's do a quick vampire search and look at all the vampires that we didn't play. But yeah, cut those expensive things. Nighthawk Scavenger, it's only 3 mana, but it doesn't attack right away, so it doesn't do anything most of the time. Cut the Immersturm Predators, this guy, yeah, just trim all the coolest cards that are like 4 mana and higher or 3 mana and don't have any haste or any impact on the board, and be aggressive. And I think this deck does the job very, very well as far as staying aggressive. We only have 16 creatures, so it's not your typical tribal deck in any way, but it does have Hungry for More, which is a little creature-esque. And it is surprising. I think most of our opponents, quite honestly, have forgotten how to play against Burn. They aren't used to having a deck that can go face, and this deck can do it, and it uses Florian's abilities to make sure that it can keep going face, so it actually synergizes pretty well with the deck, and it synergizes pretty well with the Pit Fighter and the Socialite and the Hungry for More as well. So the Vampire Burn contingent, I guess you want to call it, I think it's the best way to play it in Standard, and I guess now I have to try it in Mythic Ladder in the near future. Maybe a climbing video when the ladder resets will do. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoyed this trip back to Standard events and what I thought was going to be an exploration of less spiky archetypes, and then we turned out to get 7 wins and defy expectations. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you like the return of the even money dance, the gold farming, if you like the return to kind of funky tribal synergies, and things like that. And of course, what would you want me to play in the future? You can leave it in the comments. I read them, don't often reply. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.